all with you guys. I'm gonna go really fast, so try and keep up. First place I went to was my 99 cents and more store. I wanted some sesame seeds, so I picked up this little bag, $1. And then I needed more kosher salt or sea salt. I always grab them when I see them because I use it a lot in my practice. And whenever I see a bag at the dollar store, I always grab it. And I'm like, this is a substantial little bag for $1. Got him, and the last thing that I snagged there was these little guys, little tiny mason jars, teeny tiny little guys, 2 for $1. I think I bought about like 5 packages of these, so that literally got me about 10 little mason jars, boom, in one shot. So yeah, that was my trip to the dollar store. Then I popped into my local Target. I needed some Sharpie pins. I use these to write labels on the jars and in my book of shadows too sometimes. And they also had my favorite jars, which are these ones. I'm trying not to flash you. They're the shaker style. You get 5 of them for $3. Seriously, $3, and they're these ones. Now, when I get around to doing an apothecary tour, you will see a lot of these jars. I really, really like them. It's such a good buy to get 5 of them for only $3. It's like literally 2 of them are free. You can't beat that. And the last thing I got at Target was this. This was up front in their little bargain bin. Has a nice little tie on it, so I could hang it if I want to, or I could use it as an altarpiece. Obviously, this is not my color palette for the July stuff here, so it's probably going to get a nice coat of black on it before it even gets used. Then I popped into a antique shop that I had never been into, and I think I spent like an hour and 30 minutes in there, and I seriously want to go back. One of the first things I was fawning over was their collection of vintage glass bottles. They had a ton of them, and I ended up snagging this guy. What I really like is it kind of has the ripples on the sides, and then the middle is kind of like a square picture frame. So I was thinking about maybe using it as like a protection bottle for some spell work, protection work, that kind of thing. Probably to place on the altar, that kind of thing. So I did get him, I think this guy was only like $3. So I'm like, their antique bottles were reasonably priced, shockingly. Then I found this cute little tray with 2 little parakeets on it. I don't know, it's birds, you guys. Whenever it's birds, I'm just instantly drawn into it. Now, I got him and I thought, well, I could use it as a ring holder dish, catch-all kind of dish, or I could even use it on the altar to hold like offerings, or maybe some loose herbs, maybe even my sage. Like currently I'm just using that guy. He's holding my white sage right now. So yeah, got him. He was just too cute. I couldn't pass up. Then I stumbled across this wooden piece of a coyote that's been carved. And if you've been with me for a hot minute, you know the animals that talk to me a lot. Canine animals, or it's like wolf, fox, coyote, all those guys. They've been around in my life for a very long time, and they continue to be there. So yeah, when I saw this little wooden guy, I was like, he is going to be an altar piece for me right now. So his home will be here. And then, oh, I found this. I've been looking for one of these for a long time. Look at that vintage candle holder. It's got the really cool clawed feet to it, kind of. And it's a nice basin to hold like crystals or herbs in there, and then your candle. Boom, cute little spell holder right there, all in one shot. One of the things I grabbed on the way out, it just totally caught my eye, is this clock. It's this beautiful cobalt blue glass. I did post pictures of this on my Instagram, so if you want to see it in better detail, go there. But what I really liked was the moon. There's a tiny little angel on it, but I'm not really all about him. I'm all about that beautiful foiled moon. It's just so gorgeous. I love it. I'm actually going to put him in my living room right next to another picture that says I love you to the moon or whatever that I have. And it's dark blue as well, so I'm like, I feel like they're the perfect match. So that's my buys for the antique shop. And whoops, of the last things are very much owl related. I did show this on my last video, I think it was. My little barn owl, mama barn owl with the 2 babies. I did find this at that antique shop. I am on the lookout for one of those plate hooks so I can hang them on the wall. The last thing I grabbed there was this tiny little pewter owlet and mommy owl. I just thought it was so cute. I was debating putting it as an altarpiece, but I have a feeling that my daughter will probably snag it and then it'll just be lost. So it's probably gonna go on my owl wall. She'll be over there. So one of the next places I ran into was my local food city, or Del Sol. Both of those places I frequent a lot for my herbs. And I had read somewhere about corn silk in one of my herb books, and I couldn't remember what it was good for, and I want to say menstrual cramps, but I might be hallucinating. So I'm going to do a little bit more research about it and see what I came up with, because I vaguely remember something. So when I was there, I saw it, I grabbed it. And what I really went in there for was my rosebuds. I killed my little stash this last month because we had a bad case of the flu come through my household, and then there was like a stomach flu bug that hit us too. So I'm like, yeah, I went through these guys pretty quick there, whether it was being like loose incense herbs or being added to healing baths or even to teas. Yeah, I killed my rose collection there. So I had to get more of those. Then I went into my Goodwill, and they were having a really good like sale. And I don't know, sometimes I can go into a Goodwill, find a crap ton of things. Other times I can go in there and find like nothing. So I went in there and I actually found this. It's an oil burner. You know, you put your candle in there and you put your water and your oil up there. I've already used her. Sorry, she's already a little bit dirty there, but this was $2 at the Goodwill, and I was just like, oh my god, it's black. I need it in my life, because the one I had on my altar for the longest time was like it's really pretty. It's brown and it has like some other colors mixed in with it. It has an earthy vibe, but I was dying for a black one, and then lo and behold, Goodwill didn't let me down. So I got him $2. Then I found these super cute little just dessert trays, you know, that you would be at like Denny's and you get your scoop of ice cream in, and I think they were like 50 cents a pop, and I was just like, these are going to come in handy for spell work, holding herbs. I could even put a crystal in there or some spell work in there, what have you. And I was just like, it's silver, anything silver or glass, it's right up my alley. Or antique, yes. So those guys. Then oh my god, I was so lucky. I found a bunch of these glass cloche covers or whatever. And now I will pretty much, sometimes I'll just set them on the shelf and put a crystal under them, or whatever I want to put under them. Sometimes I'll find a base and I will you know, put like a base under them or whatever. But these guys were $1. And sometimes these little damn things are hard to find. I have quite a lot. I have gotten them from everywhere, but I was really stoked when I saw them because there were like 3 of them, I think. And I grabbed, no wait, let me think, let me count. Yeah, 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I grabbed 3 of them. No, they were $1 each, and I just couldn't pass that up. Then I was really in there on the lookout for something that I could use as a cauldron for my outside altar, and I wanted something a little bit more deeper, a little wider, because I will only burn with charcoal outside, because I feel like I don't like burning inside, because I don't want that charcoaly, chemically carcinogens up in the air where I'm going to sleep the next night and I'm breathing in that deeply, you know, while I'm trying to sleep. I'm just like, no. So I have a tendency to do a lot of like loose herbs on my little burner thing, on my incense burner there, but I won't use the charcoal discs, only when I'm outside. So I came across this dude, and I believe it was like a fondue pot or whatever. and there were 2 pieces to it, but I snagged this piece, and it was just like 99 cents or something like that, and I was like, he's perfect. I can put the charcoal disc in there. He'll be okay if he gets hot. I'll probably put a little bit of sand from my property in there, or maybe even some of the sea salt, just depends. And then I'll have a nice little cauldron that I can take outside on my outside altar, because I do love going out there when it's new moon or full moon. I'll do a little bit bigger of a thing, so that's what he's for. So I was really stoked when I found him, because I'm looking for him majorly. Then I come across this score. This was $2.99. They're these really old vintage candles. Look at that, that pretty blue, and they have like the lines, and they're more like a dome shape. I'm pretty sure someone's candle collection got raided. What really caught my eye was the fact that there are 3 black ones in there, and I'm like, okay, it's hard sometimes to find black candles, let alone a really unique vintage shape like that. And I was just like, oh my god, these black ones I'll probably use for protection, these blue ones are probably going to get broken out for healing spells, and then the pink ones I'm going to save for Self-Love September. I have some plans I want to do, some spell work and stuff like that. So I'm like, I knew immediately when I saw this bag, I was like, that's mine. That guy. And then I found, just as a couple of big pieces for last, I found this guy. Ta-da! Now, technically he was brown when he came to me, so I'll turn him. There you go. Does this look familiar, guys? Because Molly from HERSPEAK had one of these on her altar. And when I first saw it, I had a fangirl moment, and I was like, oh my god, I can have the same thing on my altar as Molly does. And for a minute there, I entertained the idea, then I let it fly right out of my head, because I have a toddler who will run by and bump that thing and knock it over. Not only her, but I do have a dog that runs by my altar all the time, and I'm like, I can just see her tail whacking it and making it fall over. Now mine, I was lucky enough that I had the 3 mirrors, but I popped them out because I wanted to paint him black, and my plans for him is to make a prosperity altar. I'll probably share some pictures on the Instagram. Link will be down below as progress goes, when I start to decorate it and put it together and everything like that. So yeah, I really wanted like a permanent prosperity altar in my home, and I'm like, I didn't have one of those, and I was really craving one. So yep, that guy is for that. And then I came across this cool candle holder. Look at that, pentacle, yeah. I'm like, it's gonna go right by my front door, right next to my guardian wolf that guards the door. It's gonna be so cool. And I'm like, I can put one of my little candles in there. Boom. I'm gonna put whatever there. I could put a crystal there if I wanted to. Come here, Smokey. See? Bam. Smokey could guard the door. Oh. His job is guard the altar. Thank you. Got that? Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna share with you is this whopper. This is a box that you would normally store silverware in, and it's got a pretty bad scratch on it, but as you know, I love to paint things, so it's gonna get a fresh coat of black on it. And I don't know, I'm not really sure what I'm going to use it for quite yet. I was thinking to hold crystals, so we shall see, because, you know, crystals are a bit of an investment when you buy them. They're going to be with you for quite some time, and my thing is, this is a pretty luxurious place to stash them, if you catch my drift. See, look at that. All that velvety goodness. And I'm going to paint it with the same paint that I used on my shelf, so it's going to be all that matte black. And then this gorgeous wine burgundy. Oh god. I was debating about putting my tarot cards in here, my oracle cards perhaps, or my crystals. I'm not really 100% sure, but it's definitely right up my alley and very witchy. So that is it for this haul. This will probably be the only haul I get up for quite some time. I've had some issues with my vehicle. I had to dump a ton of money into that thing. So if you guys have any questions about anything, just drop a line in the comment box or head to my Instagram to keep up. I'm sure these things will be popping up in pictures that I post there, and it's a good way to keep, you know, track of what I'm doing on the daily. So with that, I'm going to close this video and